AVC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 up here in Minnesota. No snow yet, but anyway, I do have part two of Blue Oyster Cult, the collections that I have. Part one was CDs, DVDs, cassettes, Blu-rays. That was it. And also I will show you, I got all these shirts back here as well now. 3 of them. Which is cool. So anyway, let's get to the vinyl. Of course, we're going to start in the beginning. First up, I showed the CD of this. I have since put it back where it belongs. Because if I don't do it now, then I will just let it sit and sit and sit, and then it'll be so full in here that I'll have to do it, and it'll take me a long time. Anyway, Stock Forest Group. I picked this up a number of years back. I don't think it was from Rockadrome, but I just can't quite remember. But I think I bought this about 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No. This actually came out in 2017. Originally came out in 68. So, but before that there was the soft white underbelly, but this is on the blank label here. So, humble beginnings here for Stock Forest Group. Of course, they were a 4-piece then, 5-piece actually, sorry. The only one they were missing, I believe, was Joe Bouchard. And they had, what the heck was his name? I can't think of his name. Winter, that was in there as well. So, 4 of the 5 went on, where the other one did not. So, number 1, then we have, of course, self-titled one here. I found actually a pretty decent copy, a little bit of ring wear up here of this first one here. I mean, I love the black and white period of Blue Oyster Cult, first 3 albums here. And, it's all, I mean, they have just the coolest, radicalist, not really radical, but rad cover art here. I mean, only with Blue Oyster Cult do you get this here. But great album, of course. With this edition here, we had Joe Bouchard joined in on the self-titled one. So, but yeah, good stuff here. Let's see, what was this one here in, I think, what did I say, 72, I believe this one was. And then we have the black and white with a little red. Tyranny Mutations. Actually, we've got to go with this one here. Sorry guys, I was kind of out of order. Secret Treaties, Blue Oyster Cult. Fantastic album. This is a remaster, and it sounds fantastic. I tell you what, it was Columbia issued this out, and trying to find originals in decent shape are virtually impossible, but I bought the remaster of this. Fantastic album, this one, and the next one I'll show you. Let's see, what did this come out? I think 73. Anyway, I set them on the CDs. And then, of course, we have Tyranny and Mutations. And one of my favorite albums of all time. Great. All originals. OG. To me, that was to me, that was the pinnacle of Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, they were great after this, but to me, this is where, to me, this was their best. Then we have the live Blue Oyster Cult 40th anniversary of Agents of Fortune from 2016. Anyway, what's playing is The Symbol Remains from Blue Oyster Cult. And then we have another live here, which is On Your Feet or On Your Knees. One of my all-time favorite live albums. My all-time favorite is Tokyo Tapes from the Scorpions. And then I would have to go with UFO Phenomenon. And then I would have to go with Blue Oyster Cult On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Of course, come out in 75. Great live album, a classic. And then we have Mirrors from Blue Oyster Cult. From 79. And then we have, let's see, this one. This is Fire of Unknown Origin. I did not have the CD, but we will remedy that here in a not so distant future. But I just played this here the other day. Great album. Fire of Unknown Origin. I mean, you got to have a full album in order to see the killer album art the way it should be and is intended to see. Like this. Not a CD, not a cassette, but this is the best. So what did I say this was? 81 on this one. And then we have Spectres. I think I'm kind of, yeah, I'm out of place a little bit, no biggie. Spectres from 77. I mean, the 70s were the best, but in my opinion, Secret Treaties and Tyranny Mutation were probably their heaviest. I kind of went more towards a more of a, not really a pop feel, but they went more for a, rock radio vibe. And but anyway, here's some Revolution by Night. Has the classic Shooting Shark on there from 83. They stay true to their name. Always. And then we have Imaginos, which I did not have on CD. What did I say? This was from 88. There's a few I said I did not have in my collection on CD. But I'm trying to see what track. Astronomy is the big one here, and Blue Oyster Cult. And like track ones, I Am the One You Warned Me of. Always had cool covers. And then we have Cultosaurus erectus. From 80. That was 88, so yeah, I'm out of order, but oh well. So then we have E.T. Live, classic live album, double album, gatefold. And for some reason, I do have two of these, and should be, they're all in great shape. Well, this one has a little tear on the top, but other than that, it's good. And then we have Some Enchanted Evening. Of course, I have that on CD. 78. And then we have Blue Oyster Cut, Club Ninja. You don't see very many people show this, hardly. Of course, this was a drastic change here, and actually in the band. And I reading this, I just remember this now, that it was Eric Bloom, Joe Bouchard, and Buck Dharma, and of the original members, and then they added in Jimmy Wilcox and Tommy Zavanchik. So still have to have it. And then we have, now we're going to get into stuff. I showed this actually, this is on CD here a while back. On part one, of course, we got, what did I say, Tales of the Psychic Workshop? Or Tales of the Psychic Wars. Been a long day. Live at Bonds International Casino in New York in '81. So, and then we have Bad Channels as well. Of course, from the motion picture soundtrack. And we have the live album, A Long Day's Night. Let's see, this one came out in what year was this? 2014, that one did. And this is A Long Day's Night. What did I say? This was from what? 20? I don't remember. Anyway. I think this is a Frontiers release. Yes, it is. Frontiers have been predominantly putting out most of Blue Oyster Cult's material now. But yeah, great live album. Does not have The Last Days of May. I'm almost positive it does not have it. No, it does not. I don't know why they never included it on the album or the CD, just on the DVD. I don't get it, but I guess I still have it anyway. And then this was released about the same time their 2020 album, The Symbol Remains, was released. And for years it had only been out on CD, and I finally it was released on vinyl. And I think you could only get this over in Europe at the Frontier store over there. I think that's the only, they didn't have it at the Frontier store in the US. And I wanted to get it on vinyl so bad, so and it wasn't not a bad price, but so I picked it up on vinyl. Sounds great. One of my favorite. This is to me their comeback album. But yeah, let's see this came out. What year was that? Not gonna say, dang it. Anyway, I hate when they do that. But anyway, great comeback album. And then, like I said, mentioned with The Symbol Remains, right here. I mean, this was high up in a lot of year-end lists for a lot of people when this came out in 2020. Out on Frontiers Records, I seen so many people show this and how good it was, and it is a great record. I hope they come out with another one just like this, or close to it, or as good as this, I should say. It's hard to beat this one. That's how good this one is, and yeah, Frontiers did a great job on it. And then, of course, after that one, we got this one here. I believe this is released this year. Yeah, this was released this year. Blue Oyster called Ghost Stories. Basically, older tracks that they made it, that put it on an album. And there's some good tracks on here. So here's Ghost Stories from Blue Oyster Cult. Also on Frontiers. Also coming out is, and I'll show you this here as we get closer to this, I'll mention it. But I used to go to Record Store Day quite a bit. I don't go to Record Store Day anymore. It's just too hard on me. I hate standing up for hours because that's what you got to do, or else you can bring your seat or a seat as well. But then it gets damn cold, especially the times of year they have it up here. Record Store Day in November, it can be cold, and also it could be cold in April as well, but not as bad as November. So, number one was supposed to it did come out on Record Store Day, and I didn't get it. I wish I would have. I know Scott Waters didn't get it. I know he wishes he has. And a few others. Well, that album now goes for upwards to at least the only copy I see. I seen it listed at $200, and it's been dropping, and I've been watching. It's down to like $165 for the album, but this is Blue Oyster Cult Rarities Volume 2, and the one that's $165 is Rarities Volume 1. Of course, there are only so many pressed. And this one, I haven't looked to see what the price of this is now, but great release. And I just wish, I know a lot of us wish we would have had one too, but it is what it is. Now we're going to get into a lot of the live stuff that I've been picking up over the past few years. And this one here is a Blue Oyster Cult Hard Rock Live Cleveland 2014, put out by Frontiers. These are predominantly all live albums I'm going to be showing you here. But great releases, can't go wrong with anything Blue Oyster Cult. And then we have this one here, which is live at Rock of Ages Festival, July 30th, 2016. Also on Frontier, so doing a lot of these. And these are all really good releases. They sound great, fantastic. And then we have, this is going to be in a set of 3. Number 3 is coming out, I believe, in 2 weeks. I think it's in 2 weeks. Or am I thinking of December? No, I believe it's in 2 weeks from Friday. So, anyway, number 1 is out and number 2 is out, which is the 50th anniversary live in New York City, first night Blue Oyster Cult. Frontiers release. I mean, great stuff. And like I say, Frontiers does a great job. And then, of course, album 2. I think it was album 2. Let me look is. Album 2, I did not have when it first came out or pre-ordered, but number 1 I did. Number 3 I do have it pre-ordered. So, but number 2 I did not have. So I went over to their website and they were currently out of this night number 2. So I went looking for a decent copy and a decent price, because a lot of night 2 is even expensive now, upwards of 50, 60, 70 bucks. But I found, supposedly, I found this for a decent price. I actually got this for 35 bucks. Not a brand, it's not brand new. It wasn't sealed all the way through. It had some damage. Well, I got it, looked at it, and I didn't see any damage whatsoever on this. But I was happy for the price. So here's night 2, which is kind of it's kind of ironic how the covers follow the first 3 albums, where, like I say, this one, you know, you can see it by the windows here. And of course, there is like the Tyranny Mutation aspect of this cover. And number 3 is going to be, of course, like Secret Treaties. So it's kind of a very cool idea they had in mind when they did that. I mean, I like the concept. It's great. I mean, gotta love Blue Oyster Cult, man. I mean, gotta love them. And then, of course, there was this one here, which was a Black Friday. I did purposely go up and get this on Black Friday. Let's see here. This originally, let's see, this came out, I'm trying to see what year this was released. It's a legendary bootleg, finally available in a legit reissue, a black and blue pressing, 1,500 copies. It is Blue Oyster Cult Live 83. And again, a lot of the old tracks. A lot of this was recorded in 83, you know, most of it anyway. So I can't remember when I picked this up. That's what's bothering me most. Let's see here. $2020. Okay, I knew it wasn't real long ago, but wasn't quite sure. So yeah, I picked this up. And then we have this one here. I didn't even know this one existed. I was up in Fargo here a couple years back. Well, I haven't been in the record shop for quite a while. They just don't have a lot of what I'm looking for up there. A lot of it is the same old stuff you see all the time, and very little metal, very little good hard rock. It's all, to me, it's all just, well, to me it's crap, but that's just me. Anyway, I think I was going through the sections of Orange Records, and I come across this. I hadn't seen this one. It's called Alive in America. Decent price. I think I paid 26 bucks, and it was back in 2017. So, I was happy. And then we have, I think this was also, no, this is from back on Black Classics. You know, and they always do a great job when they put out albums, re-release stuff, or, you know, do what they do. This is from the Forbidden Delights tour, LA in '81. Very cool. And then, of course, got to have Cult Classics. Also released on Frontiers. Originals are hard to find. I don't see very many of them out there, and if I do, they're just so beat up and crappy that you don't want them. Down to a couple here, guys, and that's it. So, like I say, I got one coming. But here's the 45th anniversary live in London. I showed it on DVD as well, or Blu-ray. Well, here's the vinyl version of this. On Frontiers. And then the last one I have is the iHeart Radio Theater in New York City 2012, another live album. Frontiers did, like I say, they've done a fantastic job releasing these live albums and stuff. You know. And so anyway, guys, that is it. Part 2 of my Blue Oyster Cult collection. If, like I say, if you got any comments, we'll leave them below. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and you'll get updates of new videos coming out, and hit the like button. And anyway, support the underground, buy local, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and rock on.